Thanks so much for stopping and checking in today on what I have to say about wills. My name is Joy Bowman and I am a funeral pre planning specialist. But you are getting my personal opinion today on wills. I'm not a lawyer, I don't claim to be one, but I do have a lot of education and a lot of experience around the law, and I do have a lot of people that I deal with who are in the middle of either writing a will or they're dealing as an executor with carrying out what the wishes were in somebody's will. So let's just clarify a few things. First off, what's a will? A will is simply a written document that states what you would want to see happen with your assets after the time of passing. Secondly, who needs it? Pretty much anybody over the age of 18. If you have more than $20,000 in net worth, I would highly suggest that you do a will of some sort so that your family members will know exactly what you want to see happen and the courts won't get all in your business about where the money will go. Because if you don't have a will, they will decide what happens with your money. There's three types of wills that work in Manitoba and Saskatchewan and are generally used. I highly recommend you check for your own area, but this is what my experience has been. The first is a holographic will. That's simply a handwritten will in your own handwriting, signed and dated by you, stating what you want. You may want to put in there who you would like to see do the instructions. If you do have an executor, you want your executor to know they are the executor and give them a copy of whatever will you have and tell them, write just a note on the top to say where the safe original copy is. Make their lives easier. Now, when you do a handwritten will, make sure you are the only one that writes on that piece of paper. Any other writing on it may indicate to the courts that somebody coerced you when you were doing it. So write it out in your own hand, sign it, and date it. The date is very important because you may write more than one will in your lifetime, and if you don't have a date on it, they won't ever know which one came first. So always date your will. The second type of will is a will kit. These are found online, and it's very important that you either type it all in or you write it all in. So, what I mean by that is at the end, when your document is ready and it's printed out, it all has to be either printed out and you wrote in all the blanks with your own handwriting, or you have to type it all in and there can be no handwriting except for your signature. The reason why it's done that way is because the courts don't know if you wrote it or if you typed it. They're just going to go with you, this is your will. But as soon as you have a changeover, let's say you typed it out and then you came back later and you scratched something out and initialed it, they won't know if it was actually you that scratched it and initialed it. So be sure to make sure that it's all signed or that it's all typed or that it's all handwritten. You need to sign it and again, date it. Very important to date them. Now, the other thing with an online will kit is that you need two people to witness your signing of it, and they cannot be benefiting from the proceeds of the will. They have to just be anybody. Now, that doesn't mean that your friend has to know where your money is going. It only means that your friend has to be in the room and witness that it was you signing it and nobody was holding a gun to your head to sign it. They each have to sign it. Their contact information needs to be on it. And at the time of your passing, they will be required to sign an affidavit saying that you didn't have any mental illness that was causing you to do something different or that you were coerced by somebody else. The last and the safest way to do a will is to go to a lawyer. There are so many good lawyers, and just phone around. Sometimes there's a very big price difference between one and another. But the important thing about a will that's being done at a lawyer's office is in the grand scheme of it, the will and the power of attorney that they will do will hold up in court very soundly. Now, lots of us don't have that much kind of money in our lifetime, but in reality, $500, even $800 for a will, just making sure that the people who it's supposed to go to get it and that it's sorted out safely and that it's accurate is very good investment in your money. And your power of attorney will be readily accessible as well. They will hold it in their fire safe, waterproof vaults forever, and you'll be able to access it. In addition to that, when they do a will, they're very careful to make sure that it will hold up for a long period of time. So unless there's many major changes like a death or a divorce or children that are no longer dependent, those types of things, that will is going to hold up for a long time. And most lawyers will even review the will with you for no cost and only charge you if you have to make any changes to it. So it's a really good investment to do it. Again, give your executor a copy of it and have a conversation about what your wishes are on it. There is nothing like a conversation for clarity over the handwritten word and the memory of people. So I hope this helps you. I believe passionately that people should pre plan their funerals because I think it's a gift that we give the people we love on what is the worst day of their lives. But a will comes just slightly ahead of that, even. You need a will. A will will make everything easier for everybody when they're sorting it out. The reality is, when people pass away, it is a traumatic, horrible time in people's lives, and many of their lives have imploded, and it is so terribly tragic. Having a will, having a funeral pre plan is your way of telling those people that you've left behind that you love them enough that you took care of the things that were vitally important. So let me encourage you today, if you haven't done a will yet, handwrite one today and call your lawyer and make out a plan of when you're going to go in and do one. I am always here to help. Don't hesitate to call. Thank you so much for listening in.